Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of kicks that I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on, a lot of people saying that they're bricks, that sort of thing. I think they're still available at a bunch of different places if you're interested in them. I really like the 5s and I really like the Aqua Colorway, so I wanted to get my hands on this pair and see what I think of them. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 5s in the Aqua Colorway. I've shown it before, but I think this jacket is one of the coolest things that Mrs. Butter has ever got me. It's got just a bunch of different SB dunks on the inside of it. I love this coat. Starting here with the box, I always love a color coordinated box. And just like I like the color combinations on the shoe, I think this box looks dope. This color of aqua for the Jumpman up against that black background, I think it looks nice. Even the box has a lot of pop to it. I love having a box where I don't have to get up close and look at the label. I just know what shoes are in there. I appreciate the Jordan brand making the color coordinated box to go along with the shoes. The tag reads Air Jordan 5 Retro. The colors are black, Aquatone, and Taxi. I got a size 10.5 in these, and I think retail was 200 bucks. But like always, I love grabbing shoes from Finish Line because I have a bunch of status points, so I got 20 bucks off. I think I paid around 190 after tax and all that for them, which I think is reasonable. All right, and just like I think those colors look good on that box, I think those colors look even better on this pair of kicks. I really like the way that Aquatone just glows off of there. And I think it somehow just works with that Taxi as well. I like how you can see it there on the shark teeth with the yellow Taxi, but then it's got those splatters of the aqua on it. I think that's a cool little pop. And whenever I got these home, I always like asking my wife what she thinks of them. And I said, what do you think? Do you like these? I really wasn't sure what she would think of them. And she said, well, not for me, but she said, those colors are very 90s. And she's absolutely right. I heard so many people saying, why would they give us the Aqua Colorway on a 5? It belongs on an 8. Why don't they just give us the 8s? I would have loved to have seen the Aqua 8s again as well. And that's a shoe that I've never had, but I remember whenever those came out, my uncle had them, and I just thought they were like next level looking. They just looked like something I had never seen before. But I do appreciate seeing that same color scheme on a classic Jordan silhouette like this. It really just takes me back to the 90s, so even though it's not an original 5 colorway, it still gives me those retro vibes and takes me back to my childhood and the days of when I was watching Michael play, so I appreciate that. I don't know if I've mentioned on the channel or not, but I used to buy a whole bunch of Charlotte Hornets gear just because I love the colors so much. Just the way that aqua and purple went together. I thought it looked real dope, and I love Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. But anyhow, for a while I would wear nothing but Hornets gear just because I love the colors so much. So I really like this color scheme, and I really appreciate what the Jordan brand is doing, just kind of mixing and matching the colors from the 90s along with another silhouette from the 90s. Another thing that it reminds me of is whenever I saw this blue in person, there for a while, so many vehicles were that kind of aqua color. And I guarantee you, if you're around my age and you were a kid in the 90s, I guarantee you had at least one of your best friends driving around a Chevy Cavalier in this color. So tell me if I'm wrong, but I bet you if your childhood was anything like mine, you were cruising around in a Chevy Cavalier in the 90s in this kind of color. But getting into the review, we'll take a look at this outsole. I really love that they gave us this translucent material in the aqua color. I think it's pretty dope the way you see the Jumpman kind of peeking through there, but it really just pops up against this dark black rubber. But you've got the Jordan verbiage here at the midfoot, and then just some herringbone areas for the heel and the forefoot, and it's that translucent material, and it really does look like it's glowing. I love it. We can see that some of that bright aqua outsole rubber comes up, and you can see it there when you're looking at the side view, so you can see it with the midsole. But just above it here in the front, of course, we have those shark teeth accents with the splatter to match that blue rubber. For the majority of the midsole, it's just this foam painted black, and you can see your visible air unit here like we always have on 5s. And it's just a simple colorway. Again, you see these little flashes of color here on the inside of the shoe. But I really appreciate the simplicity of it. I don't think they overdid it. I like that they just made it all black, but then areas like this turquoise or aqua Jumpman really just pop off of there. Like, it really looks nice and vibrant. For this whole upper, we have this black material. I won't call it nubuck. I guess some people call it durabuck. I always just kind of called it felt, but it's that synthetic feeling substitute for nubuck, and it will attract lint like crazy. I haven't had these on, and I've only had them out of the box for a minute, but you can already see a ton of lint on there. But that being said, it will hold the color really well, and I think they'll wear nicely. Like, I think they'll stay looking nice for a long time, and it is a nice dark color. A lot of times whenever it is suede or nubuck, it ends up getting that faded color, but these do look really nice and black, and I think that goes well with these bright colors because it just makes them pop more. On the side, we have that translucent netting like we're used to seeing on 5s, and that's on the inside of the shoe and the outside. Behind that is black material, but that's a nice accent, definitely takes me back. And then you also have that material for the base of the tongue underneath those black laces. It didn't come with any other laces, but I think you could do some lace swaps and really change up the look of these things if you wanted to. I like the look of the black laces in them personally. I don't think it needs any more pops of color than what it already has. We've got little black plastic accents going up the lacing system here. At the top of the tongue, we've got some nice 3M, and then another Aqua Jumpman embroidered on there. And the 3M really glows pretty well. Like we're used to getting on 5s, we have this kind of pacifier or whatever you want to call it with the little lace lock inside. The actual lace lock is the aqua color, and it's got a taxi color Jumpman on there. I typically take off this bulky plastic part on the outside and then just put the button back on. On the back of our tongue, we see more of that aqua color, and we've also got some Air Jordan branding there on a black tag with yellow taxi writing. And then our sock liner is black, but our insole is more of that aqua color with a taxi Jumpman down on it. Little man's watching me from the window here, if you hear that tapping noise. But that was a pretty quick look at these. I know a lot of people aren't feeling this colorway, and I don't think most people appreciate 5s the way that I do. I don't mind people passing on shoes. I think it's a great thing that they're getting more accessible to more people. I really like the look of these, and they definitely take me back to the 90s. They definitely remind me of childhood. And even though it's not an OG color, it definitely gives me those 90s vibes, and I'm all about that. But let me know what you all think about these, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.